Cheese Escudero at Martin Romualdez kakasuhan ni Ombudsman Boyie na what do you get when every single document sa BICAM conference ay naglalaman ng iyong pirma sa tinaguriang most corrupt budget. Tapos unprecedented pa na ikaw, Senate President, ay mapupunta bilang miyembro ng BICAM.
Sabi nila nung una, 9 billion daw yung sa Sorsogon, 12 billion daw yung sa Bulacan. Sunod sinabi 142 billion. Sunod binura nila yon, ginawang 150 billion. Alin ba talaga ang sasagutin ko ron? Pangalawa, nung una ang sinabi, ako lang. Sunod sinama si Senator Villanueva. Sunod buong Senado na raw yun. Ang kabuuang panukalang amendment kaugnay sa 2025 budget ay umaabot sa humigit kumulang 600 bilyon. Ang nilipat-lipat, tinanggal, dinagdag. So kung totoo man yung sinasabi nila na 150 billion ang binago ng Senado, nasaan yung 500 billion yung pagbabagong yon? Saan ang galing? At bakit nila pinagtutuunan ng pansin yung mas maliit, hindi yung mas malaki? Sunod, nabalita na sa akin yan. Nagagamitin laban sa akin yan kaugnay sa isang demolition job, kaugnay sa napipintong halalan ng Senate President. Pero sinasagot pa rin kita ngayon, bagaman tapos na ang halalang yon. Kung iimbestigahan yan, dapat imbestigahan lamang. Nagsalita na ang Executive Secretary. Imbestigahan daw hindi lamang yung sa panahon ni Pangulong Marcos, pero yung mga nagdaang administrasyon din.
Samantalang ang isa, sentro ng flood control accusations at speculation dahil sa iyong right-hand man na Zizaldico at marangyang pamumuhay. Kumbaga, ikaw ang sentro ng mga akusasyon.
He was trying to explain his side that he had no hand in many things. But that's all I can remember. I don't really remember the specifics. Of course, he was trying to make a case, his case, that had nothing to do with anything. I mean, we just listen.
Anong sagot?
Wala, just, diba? We just follow the evidence. That's it.
Kakasuhan raw ni Ombudsman Boying Remulla si dating Senate President Cheese Escudero at former House Speaker Martin Romualdez ng kasong plunder sa mga darating na buwan kaugnay ng budget insertions at flood control para sa 2025 budget bilang the most corrupt budget ever.
Against former Speaker Martin Romualdez and former Senate President Cheese Escudero. Plunder ang aming hinahandang kaso para sa kanila.
Related sa... On record, sir.
And as a conspiracy, with the element of conspiracy involved in the preparation of the complaint. Well, within the month of May, we're just tying up many things that have to be there for us to make a case out of it. Pero Senate President, former Senate President, and the former Speaker will be subjected to a case of plunder very soon.
Flood control case, flood control related po ito, sir.
Flood control related in so many ways, yes.
Ombudsman, sila na po yung sinasabi nyo kanina na matataas na opisyal. Nakakasuhan yung
Sila yan. Pero marami pang iba kasi na...
And the primary source at rason kung bakit sila magko-conduct ng investigasyon, yung mga testimonya sa Blue Ribbon Committee dahil sa conspiracy to commit plunder. Nawang naalala ko lang na pwedeng dahilan ay ang pagsangkot ni dating DPWH Undersecretary Bernardo implicating Escudero at ang isang Maynard Ngu sa mga kickback scheme kasama ang iba pang mga dating senador tulad ni Binay at Revilla.
Maynard Ngu and I are close friends and we go years back. He is also a close friend and campaign contributor of Senator Cheese Escudero. Maynard Ngu asked me to submit a list of projects. I personally submitted a list of projects to Maynard Ngu, and some of the items therein pertaining to Valenzuela and Marinduque projects were subsequently included in the General Appropriations Act. When I gave him the list, and in relation to the commitment, I asked him, "Boss, paano to?" Maynard replied, Bahala ka na. I asked, Boss, okay na ba ang 20%? Maynard said, okay. After inclusion of the projects in Dagaa, I delivered 20% of approximately 800 million or about 160 million to Maynard Ngu, which was meant for Senator Escudero. While I was attending the confirmation hearing of Secretary Bunoan sometime in August 2022, I was summoned by Senator Cheese to his room. When I got there, he told me, hindi na ako bababa sa CA. Marami pa akong kulang na streetlight sa Sorsogon. Ano ba magagawa nyo para sa akin? I replied, kakausapin ko po si Sec Bunoan kung paano ang gagawin. I relate to Secretary Bunoan what Senator Cheese told me. Subsequently, I received from the brother-in-law of Senator Cheese Escudero a list of projects which included the aforesaid streetlights project. He asked me to confirm if that streetlights project was the one for Senator Cheese, which I did. Sometime in 2023, Maynard Ngu told me to go to Cork and meet Senator Cheese Escudero, which I did. I met with the latter in a private room in the said establishment. While we were drinking wine, he told me, alam ko naman ang galawan nyo dyan sa DPWH. Okay naman ako. Sabihin mo kay Sec magbaba sa akin. Also, the delivery of the 160 million for Senator Cheese referred to in paragraph 17 of my affidavit happened sometime in the first quarter of 2025. Around July 2025, I had a chance encounter with Senator Cheese and Maynard Ngu at the court. Senator Cheese Escudero approached me, shook my hand, and said to me, thank you.
Samantala, wala naman masyadong naging bombshell na revelasyon laban kay Romualdez. Magaling kasi siguro siyang magtago. Pero according to the Blue Ribbon Committee Chairperson Senator Lacson, ipinapasama nila si Romualdez sa mga dapat pang imbestigahan ng malaliman. Pero hindi agad sila nire-rekomendahan na hindi katulad ng mga ibang senador, kakasuhan.
And yung draft, sir, you confirm na pinapa-recommend yung charges versus Senators Villanueva, Estrada,
Kasi sabi kong reality sa ground, we're recommending them to undergo preliminary investigation and they're already undergoing preliminary investigation. So why would we go against what's already happening? 6 people ang nandun.
Okay, sir.
Ex-Congressman Saldico, of course, Senator Bong Revilla, tapos Senator Cheese, lahat ng nag-PPI ngayon, yun ang kasama doon.
Senator Joel, Senator Jinggoy,
Yeah.
You confirm that?
And ex-Congresswoman
Mitch? But no Romualdez, sir.
ibang kategory. Meron din recommendation kay former Speaker Romualdez.
Okay.
Pero hindi siya kasama doon because kinag-authorize namin based on corroborative evidence. Kasi all others, yung nasa first category, not only the legislators, pati DPWH officials, marami yun, may COA, lahat. Pero sa legislators, kinategorize namin sila into different levels. Yung pinakahuling level, ito yung na-mention ng pangalan, pero walang validation at saka walang corroboration. So how will we treat them? Because their names were mentioned, will be mentioned in the commission report. Pero ang recommendation is further fact-finding inquiry.
Ang naalala ko lang kay Romualdez ay yung paggamit daw niya ng pangalan ng mga diskaya para sa renovation ng isang kondo o actually house and lot na pagmamayari ng ka-business ni Romualdez.
Well, actually, sir, we already mentioned to our boss nung lumabas yung mukha po ni Mr. Diskaya. Nasabi ko, kamukha
Saan lumabas ang
sa
mukha?
TV po, when the flood control project is being brought up. No?
During the hearings?
Yes, during the hearings.
Okay,
so sabi
so-
ko sa boss ko, sorry about that. Sabi ko po sa boss ko, tsaka sa colleague ko, tingnan nyo nga, ma'am, tingnan mo pong maigi itong mukha na to. Hindi ba ito yung contractor na pinakilala sa atin ni TJ Conti? And then we both agreed na siya nga.
And he was physically there?
He was physically there.
How long did you talk to Mr. Diskaya?
It's less than 5 minutes po. Pero kasi natandaan namin siya because he was the one manning the people. Na sinabihan pa na tulungan kami para mapabilis yung pag-move out namin. February 2, medyo nagtagal po kasi nakiusap na nga kami na we really cannot matanggal lahat ng mga gamit dahil sa sobrang dami. And he also mentioned to us na contractor ako dito eh. Meron din kaming deadline. And then we both asked, baka pwede po namin pakiusapan yung may-ari, yung bagong nakabili ng bahay. And then he also mentioned that si Romualdez ang nakabili. And then after po nun,
That's according to Mr. Diskaya.
that is according
Okay.
to the contractors.
Now, nandito tayo ngayon sa pagdinig, ano? Kung makikita niyong personal, si Carla Diskaya, makikilala niyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pakituro niyo nga kung nandito siya sa loob ng session hall. Lapitan niyo na lang kung sino dyan sa among the resource persons.
And of course, hindi natin makakalimutan si Orly Gutesa, the alleged security detail at marine ni Zaldico, which implicated Bongbong Marcos, Romualdez at Zaldico sa limpak na salapi sa flood control scandal.
Noong December 5, 2004, na-hire ako bilang security consultant sa Ako Bicol Party List or AKB kay Congressman Zaldico. Tuwing may duty at detailed ako sa basura, it means itong basura, ito yung box ng pera na pinag-uusapan natin sa kasalukuyan.
Mr. Gutesa, mag-stick ka lang sa binabasa mo. Huwag ka nang nag-a-adlib. Kung ano yung nandito, basahin mo lang.
Yes, Your Honor. Tuwing may duty detail ako sa basura, pumupunta kami sa 28 Ladybug Corner, Dragonfly, Valle Verde 6, Pasig City. Tagabuhat lang ako ng malita ng basura. Ang ibig sabihin ng basura ay malita na may lamang pera. Ang bawat malita ay may lamang humigit kumulang 48 million pesos. Ang bawat malita ay may push-it na nakadikit na nakasaad kung magkano ang laman ng bawat malita. Tuwing may duty detail sa basura, may pumupunta na tao na magde-deliver ng basura at nire-receive ni John Paul Estrada at Mark Tiksay. Ang mga executive assistant ni Congressman Zaldico at sila ang mga detailed sa mga ganyang activities. Ang isang ehemplo na nagdala ng pera ay si Congressman Eric Yap ng AXIS Party List. 46 na malita ang dala niya sa bahay ni Congressman Zaldico sa Valle Verde 6. Bago ibaba ang nasabing basura, ito ay bawas na. Halimbawa, nag-akyat kami ng 46 na malita. Ibababa lamang namin ay 35 malita para i-deliver sa bahay ni House Speaker Martin Romualdez sa 42 McKinley Street, Taguig. Humigit kumulang 3 beses ako mismo ang nag-deliver ng basura sa bahay ni Congressman Zaldico dahil iba-iba kaming mga nakadetailed na close-in, backup at advance party na nagkakaroon ng rotation.
Hindi pa nga humaharap yung mga 18 ex-Marines na sinasabing binayaran o tinulungan ang ICC para sa pag-build ng kaso laban kay Digong at parang kino-corroborate yung mga sinasabi ni Orly Gutesa na isa ring Marine over the male-maletang puno ng pera. We also know na Remulla has also been eyeing Romualdez for a long time. Kahit na brad niya yan sa fraternity, pero kahit anong sabihin ni Remulla, there will still be a lingering sense of protectionism kasi nga si Marcos na pinsang buo ni Romualdez ang nag-appoint kay Ombudsman Remulla. So kahit na anong sabihin niya, kung hindi mapapakulong ang lahat, lalo na yung sa tingin ng marami ay guilty, lagot na. And that includes, and actually that only exudes, Romualdez.
When we look at the Zaldico cases and the whole pattern that happened, it was really Zaldico working with some senators that came up with a final version of the budget. And the plan was laid out there. If fingers do not point to the speaker, former speaker, as the leader of the House, he was responsible for the appointment of Zaldico. Although Zaldico was elected on the floor, everybody knows that it was the speaker's plan.
Pero bakit blunder ang fina-file ni Remulla? Hindi ba sabi niya noon pa na plunder is overrated? Mas mahirap yung patunayan kaya hindi niya gagamitin yun para sa mga gusto niyang makulong. Graft and corruption ang sasabihin. Pero bakit dito? Plunder. No, sasabihin nyo kasi yun yung involved sa kanila, na malaki ang involved sa kanilang pera. Pero can't you find a single thing para mas madali nating mapatunayan at mapakulong yung mga dapat makulong?
Plunder is overrated. Through all these years, I think there's only been one conviction for plunder. That's why we are looking at other crimes that are easier to prove. Because plunder nga is overrated. It is it's full of holes already. And all the jurisprudence about plunder has just explained that it's very hard to pass the test.
Baka mamaya magfa-file ka lang ng kaso tapos sasabihin mo nahirapan kaming patunayan para lang masabi niyang wala na akong magagawa kinalaban ko si Romualdez pero walang ebidensyang nakita. Tapos malinis ang kanyang kamay kasi nga technically totoo naman na pinursu niya si Romualdez. It's just that he pursued something that shouldn't even be pursued. Dapat graft and corruption, hindi plunder. Kasi again, siya na nagsabi, mahirap patunayan ang plunder.
Ang video clip na ito ay galing sa aking series ng News and Worthy Recap. Check the entire videos for the complete weekly news recap and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date sa mga local at global news na I'll make sure will be interesting to you. Particularly you, whatever your name is. Hindi ko alam, sorry. Salamat sa panonood mga kaparami. Like, subscribe, follow me like sa socials and avoid Joseph that will be linked down below. So susunod of course. Paalam.